Hello and a warm welcome to Federal special program Capital Beat. Countdown to the Maharashtra elections have begun, though the election dates haven't been announced yet, but the big media groups have already started holding conclaves to gauge the mood of the politicians, to gauge the mood of the voters. Amit Shah has been in Maharashtra for the last 2 days. What we are told that a broader outline to the seat sharing arrangement has been done. But the going looks tough for BJP, looking at what's happening on the ground. So, uh, despite the announcement of the freebies, despite the announcement of the various welfare schemes, how is the position really for the Mahayuti government? Today, that's what exactly we'll try and discuss. Joining me now is Sanjay Jog, who's a senior journalist and political commentator. Thank you so much, Sanjay, for joining. We have Anay
Thank you.
Joglekar, senior journalist and political commentator. Thank you so much, Anay, for joining. And
Thank you.
I'll begin with Sanjay Jog. That Sanjay, Amit Shah has been in Maharashtra and has the seat sharing arrangement, the broader contour of the seat sharing arrangement for the Mahayuti alliance, has it been closed?
Niluja, let me start with that. Though, as you rightly said, Mr. Amit Shah was in Mumbai yesterday. I mean, not Mumbai, in Maharashtra for 2 days. That's on Tuesday and Wednesday. He traveled into basically Nagpur, then Sambhajinagar. So, just to tell you broadly, in Vidarbha and Marathwada, and later in part of Western Maharashtra and North Maharashtra. The idea was basically to take into account what are the poll preparations at the level of the BJP, and what he insisted all through in his interactive meeting was that it is not just a BJP candidate who are fighting the election, but it has to be a Mahayuti candidate. So you three of us will have to work together for the success of Mahayuti. So broadly, as you rightly said, the major discussion was revolving around what should be the nature of the propaganda and how it did fan out. Firstly, very interestingly, what Mr. Shah has been emphasizing is that, just to tell you for your viewers, in Maharashtra there are about a lack of booths. BJP always focuses and emphasizes on reaching out up to the level of booth level karyakartas, booth level organization, strengthening the organization at the level of booths and taking these voters into confidence, so that they want that during the election the voters turnout is definitely increased. Number one. Number two, Mr. Shah also emphasized that they will have to take on effectively Maha Vikas Aghadi, A, weathering the anti-incumbency, B, also the word and the sentence that he used in yesterday's Nashik speech was very interesting. What he said is that to wash out the failures of the Lok Sabha election, Mahayuti, and particularly BJP playing a big brother role in the coming elections, they will definitely have to show a majorly a great performance, meaning they will definitely have to be the party in power and accordingly retain the Mahayuti government after the elections. That's a very interesting, kind of a statement Mr. Shah made. And thirdly, what he said,
Yeah, Sanjay, for 2 seconds, I'm going to interrupt you here. You said that in the Nasik address, Amit Shah said that we need to compensate for the losses which were incurred during the Lok Sabha elections. Now, does this statement of Amit Shah go to show that he is not confident that BJP will really win? Because despite the announcement of the freebies, despite the various welfare schemes that have been rolled out, is Amit Shah really not confident? Is this just a tall claim made by him that Mahayuti will do well?
Niluji, I think Mr. Shah knows, he's known as a man with an ear as well as eyes on the ground. So I will not completely say that he is saying that BJP is on a sticky wicket, but undoubtedly the message was very loud and clear that BJP karyakartas will have to wake up. They will definitely have to go extra mile, reach out, what they call stepping up the outreach with the voters. Then and then only the success is there. So the underlining message was very clear. Thirdly, Niluji, just to take your argument further, what my source said, because I spoke to a couple of them who are privy to the discussion that they have. After his meeting in Nagpur and Sambhajinagar, for almost 2.5 hours, three of the senior party leaders, that includes Mr. Chief Minister, that also includes basically both the deputy chief ministers Mr. Praful Patel, Mr. Chandrasekhar Bawankole and whatnot, they met at Sambhajinagar for almost 2.5 hours. Three major contours of that meeting. Undoubtedly, there were talks of that the NCP led by Ajit Pawar will be just dumped ahead of the elections, which he has clarified he will be the key partner in this entire Mahayuti. That's a big kind of a indication, and
But
that's a
this is
big relief for.
no, but this is what Amit Shah has indicated that
Of
Ajit Pawar's
course,
faction NCP is going to be dumped.
Ajit Pawar will be a key ally in Mahayuti. Last 3 days, there were a lot of reports which have come from Delhi as well as locally churned out that Ajit Pawar may be dumped by BJP, which he has totally ruled out. I think that's a very important kind of a relief also for Mr. Ajit Pawar. Second, what he said is that मोटे मोटे तौर पे बीजेपी had won 105 seats in the last assembly election. So obviously BJP will play a big brother role. And as there has been couple of write-ups which are coming in or the channels are running, BJP will definitely settle not less than 150 seats. Secondly, Shiv Sena, Mr. Shinde, look at his crowd. Undoubtedly, because the way he has been moving across, looking at the strike rate that he has gained, his party by contesting 15 seats, he won 7. So undoubtedly, he is looking out about 70 to 80 seats. But coming to Ajit Pawar, he had contested 4 seats. The fifth was given from his quota to Mr. Jankar, that is Parbani. So he is looking at around 60, although they are demanding 80, 90. So by and large, they have arrived at a kind of a formula, which I will not say has been finalized, because what he has said is that three of you will have to sit together, make some finalization, and if you have some kind of a differences, come back to me, we will resolve it. So about 150 will go to BJP, about 70 to 80 to Eknath Rao Shinde, and about 60 odd to Ajit Pawar. So that's a kind of an arrangement that has been worked out. I'll just say one word and I'll stop in, and then Anna will take it and we'll speak again. One thing very interesting to be watched is that Mr. Shah knows that considering what they're all the time saying is that BJP could not win or Mahayuti could not win because of the fake narrative run and spread by the Maha Vikas Aghadi. One of the major statements he went on repeating is that you will have to demolish this kind of fake narrative or a false propaganda while reaching out to the voters. I think the overall, the poll plan for the Mahayuti is going to be, as you rightly said, about the lack of crore of freebies and the populist slogans like Maji Larki Yojana, and that has been given, that has to be taken up with the voters. And at the same time, checkmate Maha Vikas Aghadi, basically taking on their so-called quote-unquote false and fake narrative. So this is the kind of a ground level picture which has so far emerged. I think we'll have to wait for another 10 days to get the final picture.
All right. Let me come to Anay. Anay, what is your sense, from the ground? What are you picking up? Is that going really, really tough for BJP? Because earlier they had said that they will be in power. Then they brought down their targets. Now what I'm told is that they will contest 150 seats or so, or maybe 155 to 160 seats. But Devendra Fadnavis apparently has spoken in some meeting that they are looking at winning 100 seats. 100 is the mark which they are really looking at and targeting at. Is that right? And is that the target which BJP is really fighting for?
Nitu, I will try to explain it in the analogy of cricket. The BJP and Mahayuti got a solid start 2 years back. And at some point, they were like in 15 overs or 20 overs, they were like 120 and for the loss of 1 or 2 wickets. And everybody was thinking that they are going to make a big win because there was a very strong lineup coming and they were blessed by the charisma of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. From that start, now after the Lok Sabha elections, they are like 160 for 5 after 40 overs. And now everybody is talking about whether they would be able to cross 200 runs in a 50-over match or not. Because like few important wickets have gone, especially after the Lok Sabha defeat. I mean, I would not call it defeat, but yes, in a way when BJP was eyeing to gain 400 seats and ending up getting 240 seats together with Alliance 300 seats. it's a big setback for Maharashtra, because even though BJP was winning more than 100 seats in 2 consecutive elections, which is not a easy feat for any political party in Maharashtra in last 30-40 years. But despite winning more than 100 seats twice, BJP in Maharashtra never had any narrative of its own. They tried to put something like we are like a pro-development party, but beyond that, in a state like Maharashtra, which has a big baggage of history, like ancient history and even modern history, unless you have your narrative of your own, you cannot succeed in politics. And when the results in Lok Sabha were so disappointing for the party and for alliance, suddenly all this introspection started. Whether we lost because of taking Ajay Pawar along, whether we lost because there was no motivation for Karyakartas, because everything was controlled by Delhi. I mean, it was run by Delhi. And now we are at a position where everybody was contemplating whether BJP will lead the alliance, because both NCP and Shiv Sena, they are somewhat confident that they will be able to get about, NCP will get about 30 seats and Shiv Sena will get around 40 seats. But remaining 80 seats BJP has to win. And all in a sudden, after Lok Sabha elections, there was thought that BJP will not be in a position to cross like 60 or 70 seats.
But
And now
Anil,
at this moment,
right? What I want to
I believe, yeah.
ask,
So
like,
give me
yes,
just 2 minutes. So in the last
yeah. Finish your point.
yeah, so suddenly in the last 1 month, you see a lot of freebies have been announced. I mean, the government and especially BJP is trying to address the grievances of people region by region. So in the region of Vidarbha, where we see that Congress gaining a big ground because of the large distress among farmers, and also the success of narrative of Congress among tribal and Dalit population. So there they are trying to counter the narrative and also distributing like freebies for farmers. In the western and northern Maharashtra, where there is a big onion belt, they allowed like the export of onion, and all these conditions have been relieved. Then there are freebies like Maji Ladki Bahin, and which targets women across region and across religions or caste. And also now they are trying to target Manoj Jarange. That was a big factor in Marathwada. So this caste reservation, and of course there is an infrastructure push in Mumbai region. Along with that, what Amit Shah said and Sanjay rightly said, that along with this, all three parties need to contest together, and there has to be some kind of synergy. At least people should see that they are fighting together.
Right.
And the good thing is that now there is no pressure of Prime Minister Narendra Modi leading the election campaign. So it is more decentralized, it is more local. And at local level, I believe that these three parties can gel well better than they can do in a national elections. And
Yeah.
on this line, they believe that in the slog overs, they can have a run rate of 10 runs per over, and they can get a respectable figure in the elections. Now, what is that respectable figure? Whether it will be, yeah.
Anay, if there is a realization within the Mahayuti that not to include the prime minister or not to involve the prime minister too much, is there a possibility that prime minister might not go to Maharashtra for the campaign, and he might leave that job to the others in the party, maybe the regional leaders?
No, Prime Minister will be definitely involved, but in Lok Sabha election, as there was like a pro-Modi vote, there was also equally strong anti-Modi vote, especially among Muslim community, especially among Dalit community, tribal community, and BJP getting a full big majority. When there is no such like a polarizing factor on both sides, I believe that the voting will be done more on the local issues, especially among Muslim pockets, because now they have more choices. I mean, in Lok Sabha, they voted for Shiv Sena UBT because they knew that they voted for Shiv Sena UBT to defeat Modi, not for Shiv Sena UBT. So this time they may have a choice, because in Lok Sabha election, there were not many Muslim candidates given either by MVA. So in these elections, the Muslim factor may see that I will vote for a Muslim candidate than a non-Muslim candidate. So these things may very well happen in state elections. NCP, I would like to say, at the Lok Sabha level, most of the parties stayed with Sharad Pawar. But at the state level, all the powerful people of NCP who are like MLAs and who control cooperatives, powerful cooperatives, banks, sugar factories, they are with Ajit Pawar, and each of these MLA has a employee base, or like a base of at least 10,000 to 20,000 people. So they are
Well, no,
dependent on him. Yeah.
I want to know from you that when you compare the two alliances, the Mahayuti and the Vikas Aghadi, in terms of cohesion, in terms of unity, you think which alliance is better in terms of cohesion? They look more cohesive, more unified. Which one would you say is better?
I would place both these alliances at the same position. But when the BJP gets stronger, the MVA gets more cohesive. When BJP gets weaker, the divisions within MVA start. So after Lok Sabha elections, when we were seeing that there was some kind of infighting between BJP, there was some kind of infighting between RSS and BJP. Then when MVA sees that there is a victory in their eyesight, then the differences come up and then they start fighting against each other. They are not in a position to decide who is the candidate for chief minister, who how they are going to do seat sharing. So this has helped in a way. This is a blessing in disguise, I would say, to Mahayuti.
All right, let me come to Sanjay. Now, Sanjay, I was talking to Anay about the cohesive factor, that, how cohesive are the two alliances. But do you see any chance of the alliances on both sides breaking by any chance? As in the Shinde, the BJP, Eknath Shinde, and the BJP and the Ajit Pawar faction. Do you see the possibility of them breaking away in any way because of a lack of consensus? Or do you think that the consensus has been brought about, but yeah, few rankers here and there will be there, but they will be able to form a broader outline? What do you feel?
It's a necessity now to remain together and fight the elections together. No way, no party has got guts and they are ready getting out and let us contest maybe in a different manner. No way. So the Mahayuti will remain like Mahayuti. Maha Vikas Aghadi will remain like Maha Vikas Aghadi. So as you know, there have been stories which is written about the Maha Vikas Aghadi unable to decide their CM candidate. What about the chief ministerial candidate in Mahayuti? So Mr. Fadnavis had to reiterate and repeat that we have decided to contest the ongoing election under the chief minister's leadership. But when it comes to the post of the chief minister and the chief minister face post election, two things he said, reiterated. He said, one, the parliamentary board of the BJP will take call if at all BJP emerges as the single largest party, and as an NDA, they will sit together and arrive at a consensus, basically who will be the chief minister. That applies to the Maha Vikas Aghadi also. What is so noise about it that? So both are definitely working and their own lines. The issues are definitely there. Like for example, for Mahayuti, it is going to be a much of gaga about the development works, what has been done by the Modi-led government for 10 years and what they have done in last 2.5 years. Second, how Maha Vikas Aghadi is quote-unquote playing politics in every front. So, and they are here to settle all the matters with taking to the voters the development plan. And the third, how Maha Vikas Aghadi, the same repetition. Mr. Uddhav Thackeray sat in the house and ran the government, but we are here to the people and all. As when it comes to Maha Vikas Aghadi, they are showing that looking at the rampage which has been created, maybe on the law and order front, look at what happened.
Sanjay, the sympathy factor for Uddhav Thackeray, that he was backstabbed, his party was fractured through a conspiracy. Does that sympathy factor remain on the ground? Because now it's quite a while now since all this happened, and much of water has flown. So, what about the sympathy factor, and how potential will this factor be on the ground?
Nilusha, I don't think even Mr. Thackeray is now considering that the sympathy factor will come all the way to him. I don't think so. That sympathy factor, whatever has to be done, it has done or worked or not worked during the Lok Sabha election, because I traveled extensively, which was visible on the ground. I will not say fully that the sympathy factor is the lone factor on which Mr. Uddhav Thackeray would like to cash in on. But beyond that, the Maha Vikas Aghadi is definitely there to corner the Mahayuti on couple of distinct issues. A, the farmer distress is completely there. Even though the, you know what, the original, the senior netas of BJP used to take about when UPA used to be there, is that the switch on policies on the farmer and the agriculture won't work. I think that applies ditto to the BJP government. What has happened to onion? What has happened to soybean? What is happening in the cotton? You know, I have got the list of 10 years of the soybean prices. Bet on that. You know what had happened now and what was there 10 years before. So right now, as you know, in Madhya Pradesh, there were the agitations which are on in parts of where the soybean growing areas in Maharashtra, the farmers are up in the arm. So obviously, hadn't the BJP in opposition, they would have definitely gone with that kind of an angle. Maha Vikas Aghadi is definitely going to tap that. Second issue, look at the manner in which the fall of the Chhatrapati Shivaji. You may not be aware. Just now, a 5-member committee appointed by the Navy had come out with its report. I've got its finding. I don't want to, divert the attention, but that is definitely going to be the issue. Which is the party and all, I'm not bothered about that. That statue has fallen. The manner in which it has been done will be taken up. Third, the Badlapur incident. Look at what had happened. The manner in which the quote unquote yesterday's High Court has also wrapped the government on this entire issue. So it is definitely a kind of a ready-made missile which has gone. Had BJP in there, Mr. Fadnavis have just gone and ramped on this BJP. Opposition. MVA will definitely take on these issues. So broadly, I will say both are definitely ready with their plan, approaching the voters and counting on what they call. On the other hand, Mahaviti will definitely go with much of Gaga with the freebies and their work. Maha Vikas Aghadi is definitely going to say that they want to revive and regain the Maharashtra's past glory. I think the battle lines are drawn. We'll have to wait how this entire, the campaign will focus in the days to come.
Right. So, to you now, that who do you think, seems to be having an edge right now in Maharashtra? It is the MVA or the Mahayuti?
I believe that in these state elections, you are going to see many localized contests. There will be a big contest between Congress versus BJP that will be mostly in Vidarbha and in parts of Marathwada. You will see the contest between Shiv Sena and Shiv Sena, between Shinde and Uddhav. That is on many of the states that Eknath Shinde's party is contesting. The opponents will be from Uddhav Thackeray. There will be contest between two NCPs. And beyond that, I believe that there will be contests within the alliances. Like especially in Mumbai, where Shiv Sena UBT won these seats, how to distribute the 36 seats of Mumbai, because Congress sees that Shiv Sena won because of Muslim votes, so Congress would like to have a bigger share in Mumbai. So taking into consideration these internal contests, I believe that both have the equal chance. But I believe that in the last leg, the Mahayuti will get an edge. I agree with Sanjay. There was a lot of issues, especially in the last 2-3 months. And after the setback in Lok Sabha elections, the Mahayuti was going down, down, and down. But after this Badlapur incident, I would like to say whatever the strictures have passed by High Court, or whatever the activists have taken the position, there is a increase in the support for BJP. Because in BJP, voters have been waiting for Maharashtra to have leader like Yogi Adityanath, who will have this kind of a bulldozer justice, and they were not able to understand why it's not happening in Maharashtra. So when it happened, suddenly there is a big support that you could have seen the surge. And so I believe that if they continue the momentum, right now they are behind. Right now they are behind MVA without any doubt. But lightly in the last 7-8 days, they have started getting momentum. So next 2 weeks will decide who will have an edge.
Niluji, can I just come in? I'm not interested
Yes,
to
yes.
counter.
Yes, yes.
I'm not interested to get into a verbal duel with Anay. But one thing is clear: if he is saying that the bulldozer kind of thing in Maharashtra betting, I think I'm really unable to understand it. Maharashtra had never seen such kind of a bulldozer type of policies. He may not be aware. I've been tracking Maharashtra since 1985. He may go on arguing that. But as there's a very interesting thing. People were demanding that this guy should be executed. But there is some process, na? So I'm just pointing out the High Court has talked about the procedural lapses. Nobody has been supporting that this guy, who has sexually abused these 2 girls, 4-year-old girls, and nobody will defend that. The manner in which it has been conducted, I think this has definitely kind of a given handle to both the sides. We'll have to take into account how this will be projected and how both the parties will, go on taking with the voters to seek their opinion. I think, but Maharashtra will never accept this kind of, bulldozer type of, justice. We'll have to wait and watch till the elections are there, whether they will definitely support this kind of thing, but whether at the same time the rule of law, if it prevails, undoubtedly the voters will definitely give a much of edge to the guy or to the party they are resolved to retain and maintain it. I think that's for sure.
Right. We'll have to wait and watch how this narrative unfolds. But as far as the election dates are concerned, what I'm hearing from the political corridors in Delhi is that maybe sometimes around between 8th or 10th of October, maybe the election dates could be announced. So we'll have to wait and watch how all this unfolds. Thank you so much, Anay Joglekar. Thank you so much, Sanjay Jog, for joining. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion, subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to The Federal.